Hello everybody. I am here to read you a story today called On Kiki's Reef. It is by Carol L. Malnor and illustrated by Trina L. Hunter. And this is a realistic fiction story about a green sea turtle who begins the journey of her life and hatches from her egg, goes out to sea, and then she's going to return to the beach where she hatched to lay her own eggs. On Kiki's Reef. A baby green sea turtle pops her head out of the sand. It's Kiki. She just hatched from her egg, buried deep below. Kiki scrambles across the beach with her brothers and sisters. Birds try to peck them. Crabs try to grab them. Some never make it to the water. Kiki does. Surf and spray carry Kiki away. She paddles wildly. The wide open ocean is a big place for a little turtle. She searches for food and hides from big fish that would swallow her in one bite. Kiki is smart and brave. Kiki paddles helter-skelter. Beds of seaweed give her shelter. After surviving in the open ocean for 6 birthdays, Kiki is larger. Her shell is brighter. Her flippers are stronger. She's big enough to search for a new home closer to shore. Colors and shapes swirl beneath her in the shallow water. In the water down below, a rainbow of corals puts on a show. It's a coral reef. Corals look like plants, but they're not. They're animals. But they're not like any animals Kiki has seen before. Some look like fans. Others look like tubes. One coral looks like a brain. Year after year, their hard skeletons build up to make a giant reef, a magical underwater island. Kiki explores. Kiki's birthdays come and go. Kiki's body grows and grows. All the while, she watches the unusual creatures living on the reef. She sees fish in all sizes and lots of surprises. Whoa! Zig, zag. Dash in, dart out. A clownfish snuggles into the dangerous tentacles of an anemone. Will it get hurt? No. The clownfish wears a slimy coat to protect it from the anemone's painful stings. Every clownfish has its own anemone, and these two are perfect partners. In and out and all around, lots of teamwork can be found. This reminds me of the movie Finding Nemo. Nemo lives in an anemone, and they act as partners together in the story and in the movie. Kiki discovers some partners for herself, a gang of tangs. The tangs get a free lunch by eating the algae growing on Kiki's shell, and with a clean, smooth shell, Kiki glides through the water with ease. Nearby, wrasses are expert cleaners too. Kiki watches them do a wiggly dance that announces, "Our cleaning station is open!" A grouper swims up to be their first customer. When a grouper opens wide, then a wrasse can clean inside. I think that's pretty funny that fish are cleaning Kiki's shell. Not all open mouths on the reef are friendly. The razor-sharp teeth of a giant barracuda are deadly for many reef fish. Kiki isn't afraid. She's too big for a barracuda, but she's not too big for an approaching tiger shark. Kiki knows so very well a shark's strong jaws can crack her shell. Kiki makes a quick getaway through the seagrass. When the shark is gone, she'll return to the reef. Meanwhile, a seahorse uses a different strategy to stay safe from predators. Camouflage. The hidden seahorse takes great first prize for wearing the best underwater disguise. Back home on the reef, Kiki hears crunch, crunch, crunch. It's the sound of the sharp teeth of a parrotfish scraping the hard coral for food. Every bite of reef it scoops turns to sand when it poops. Whoa! Check that out. While Kiki snoozes, nighttime creatures slither and crawl from their hiding places. A hungry octopus hunts for its dinner. Who will it be? A shrimp or snail or maybe a crab, whatever 8 long arms can grab. Kiki's happily at home on her coral reef. She knows all of the plants and animals, and they all know her and her gentle ways. When a stranger arrives, curious Kiki swims over to investigate. A diver visits this magical place and meets a turtle face to face. Would you like to be a scuba diver and be able to swim down into a coral reef and see all these creatures up close? That would be so cool. Then one day, Kiki feels different inside. Somehow she knows it's time to return to her first home, the beach. She takes off on a journey of hundreds of miles. Along the way, a fishing boat pulls a net through the water. Kiki can't get out of the way in time. She gets caught. Oh no. Escaping through the net's trapdoor, luckily Kiki swims towards shore. Oh dear. Good thing she escaped. In the middle of the night, Kiki hauls her heavy body across the same beach where she was born. Using her back flippers like a shovel, she digs a deep nest and lays 100 eggs. They'll hatch into baby green sea turtles, just like she did so many years ago. Carefully covering the eggs, Kiki's work is done. She drags herself back into the sea and silently swims away in the moonlight. Along the coast and through the foam, Kiki returns to her reef home. And then that's the end of the story part. And then here is several pages of featured creatures. So this gives you information about all the creatures that Kiki comes into contact with. And I'm going to take a picture of this because this is a lot of reading and I know you've been sitting here for a few minutes already. So I'll take a picture of this and post it on our class dojo. It's really cool. So you can check out information about the hatchlings and the whole life cycle of the sea turtle, the corals, the clownfish and anemones, the sharks, octopus, seahorse. And then here is some more information that you can find more info about the sea turtles and ways to help them. And then here is a page, I'll also take a picture of this and post it for you, of other creatures that are in the ocean, in the coral reefs. And yes, there's even a feather duster worm. Right here we have some information about the author and the illustrator. And this page is really cool. I want you to check this out. This is a map of the world, and it shows you where the coral reefs are. So there's a little map key down here. The red areas are where there are coral reefs, and then the green areas are the tropical zone. So warmer waters towards the equator right here. And then of course this is where we live in North America, and we are bordering right here on the Atlantic Ocean. So do you see any coral reefs near our area or any tropical zone? No, if we go to the ocean, the water is generally very, very cold, unless you get lucky on a day in August and it's nice and warm. All right, I hope you enjoyed the story, and I will see you at our morning meeting. Bye, guys.